Joyetech Runabout, take 2. We had a customer come through the door. He was a little bit afraid of dogs, so I decided to stop my last video and just kind of make sure the dogs go away. It's like the second time in 4 years that anybody's said like, ooh, a little scared. These dogs are the friendliest dogs in the world. Well, to me anyways. They're a little talkative and they yap a little bit. Anyways, fuck it. Joyetech has sent us a couple of more devices, and this is, they sent it to us a while ago, so I've been slacking. This is the Joyetech Runabout. It is a pod system, but relax. This pod system isn't bad. It actually works. Sent us a couple of these guys. We've struggled with pod systems in the past. This one's decent. We are actually going to bring this one in. I just reviewed the Ego IO Mansion, which is a very similar device. Joyetech's been pumping them out left, right, and center to see what's going to stick, and this one is going to stick at Blue Vapes. So without further ado, let's open it up. Comes with an extra pod, and of course your device. There's some instructions in there and a charging cable. There's a little charge port on the bottom right there. So of course it's gonna have to lay down and get charged that way. It doesn't stand up because it's in the shape of like a yacht or a boat or something. Like it looks like it goes really fast in water or something. But it's not exactly a waterproof mod, but it's supposed to look like, a yacht or a boat or something. The last take, Brandy was over here telling us that she actually enjoys this one, and she's a hard sell. So we're gonna bring these guys in. This is actually her device. So we've tried it a couple of times with different juice and stuff. I'm not a big fan of the salt mix stuff, but it's perfect for that. I believe, does it say on here? I don't think it says on here what the, oh, okay, so maximum output wattage is about 14 watts. I'm betting that it's probably putting out a little better than that. I'm actually gonna change things up and have a little vape off of it and then open it up and show you the pod and how it fills and stuff. So a fairly tight draw, a reasonable amount of vapor. I mean, it's no big honking thing like this, but it's not meant to be that, right? So it does have a reasonable amount of airflow, one on this side, one on this side. This one doesn't have the auto draw, so you actually got to press the button. And I did mention before, and I'll mention it again, commit to it. If you guys are trying to quit smoking, a lot of people, they'll try one of these things, it'll make them cough. Not necessarily this device, but any vaporizer of any kind, they're a little bit timid. So they'll kind of like half put their lips on it like this, and kind of like, they're scared, and they'll start cooking it, before they put it to their lips, and all that, it's all condensating in there. It's all getting like super rich flavor, and the nicotine is building up, and it's kind of like just sizzling in there. And then when you put your lips to it, it's gonna make you cough. It does. You gotta commit to these things. You wouldn't hold a cigarette out here and do that, because that just seems silly. That's the same with these. Wrap your lips around it. Press the button after you've made a positive seal, and take a vape. So a reasonably tight draw, similar to a cigarette, maybe a little bit looser, but I think that these are going to be really good for these people that don't want to do the huge cloud stuff like, nerds like I do. Anyway, like I said, comes with an extra pod, and these pods, I've found in the past, there's pod systems that just don't hang on very well, and the pod pops out, doesn't make very good contact and stuff. This one's like sealed in there pretty good. And then the other thing too, like say the what is that, pulse, the limitless pulse, it was so tight in there that you'd have to dig your nail around and try and pop it out, and it was a pain in the ass, and it made me want to smoke cigarettes, and I haven't done that in 5 years. It was just a pain. So this one, if you got a good grip on it, there is some like ridges on here, so you can kind of have some grip, and it just pops out. It's not super difficult to get in, it's not super difficult to get out, and it clicks into place very well. So I'll pop it apart. You can probably see this is like a translucent pod type deal, so you can see my juice kind of rocking and rolling in there. And then there's a little tab on the side. Pop that guy up, and you put your juice bottle in the top there and fill it up. Now, my only complaint with these pods is that there is only one hole. So if you jam your bottle in there and you don't have any air around it, it's going to force juice out of it somewhere. So it's a large enough hole that if you put your bottle up against it and you leave a little bit of airspace, it will go in there quite easily. There's always room for improvements on all of these things, but I want to give you guys like a really good look at how these things all operate and stuff. So once you've got it filled up and the juice level is full, you can fill it right to the nuts and then just pop this little rubber back in there and away you go. Now, when you first fill these guys, it's probably a good idea to let it kind of sit for a few minutes or whatever, or even, you know, just pop the pod in your mouth and take a couple of puffs on it, or you can even shove it back on the device, and because it's not an automatic draw, you can take a couple of puffs on it. Brandy said that she would have preferred to have an automatic draw, just because then you don't have to worry about finding the button or anything. Not that it's super difficult, but in this day and age, we've got options out there. So people like it like that. People like to have, you know, the freedom of holding this thing however they like, put their pinky up, but it doesn't work like that. This one, you actually have to press the button. The other feature that this guy has is, of course, your 5 quick clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll blink a couple of times, and now it's off, right? And then another 5 quick clicks, turns it back on, and you've got a little light indicator every time you press this button that tells you that it's actually firing. Now, if you press it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, now it's going to light up, and you can cycle through a bunch of different colors and make it all pretty. If you like green, if you like light blue, there's another light blue. There's off, so you don't have to have any lights or whatever. There's a red, and there's a darker blue. That's my kind of preference. And then you just wait for a couple of seconds. It's going to time out, and then you can vape away. So, in my opinion, this guy's really nice. They did send us a couple of them. There's a bunch of different finishes. They were nice enough to send Blue Vapes the blue ones. So a couple of different yachts. There's some wood ones. There's some more basic, simple colors. We're going to bring in a bunch and make them available for you. So what else can I say about this, Brandy? Brandy's in La La Land. She's not contributing this time. I think that she should be doing these reviews because she's way prettier than me. I'm not very pretty. Oh, if you've watched this much of the review, I want to have a screen name. It sounds like all the cool guys are doing it. As a joke, I've called myself the Rusty Coiler. That's not a great name. Any ideas? This one makes O's too. I don't think there's anything else I can say about it aside from it's a nice delivery system. The pods aren't overly expensive. They're probably going to be, you know, in the $3 to $5 range. The devices themselves come in a sweet little package. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles. Easy to use. Great for, you know, those quick puffs that you have to take at lunchtime or whatever. You don't want to be blowing huge clouds. This is a nice little compact device that you can take anywhere with you, and even have a couple of different pods, different flavors, different nicotine strengths. If the kids are pissing you off and you need to put like a 30 milligram salt nic in there and have like 2 or 3 blasts, that's good. And then pop your other pod back in there and have a regular 3 milligram. I actually prefer to have about a 6 milligram, whereas I'm typically a 3 milligram vapor in the larger devices. A 6 or a 9 is a quick kind of 2 or 3 puffs, and you get that euphoric nicotine rush. You kind of like, you can relax again. So nice, versatile device. 50/50, max VG. We've tried it all, and it all works fairly well. There's no gurgling issues, there's no dry hits and stuff, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So you can basically put anything in this guy, and it lasts, and it works properly. that's it for today. I want to ask you again. Hi, Billy. What are you puffing? Because if it's cigarettes, stop it. Stop. There's options out there. This guy or one of the other products that are on the shelf. You just need a little bit of guidance and a little bit of help from a community, and that's what we're doing here. We're trying to help you find the best method of quitting smoking. So whether it's this device or a great big cloud chucking device, there's something out there that will work for you. And not everybody's different. Everybody vapes differently. Everybody likes different temperatures of vapes and different flavors of vapes, and not everybody is willing to go out of their way to show you guys what the difference between all of these different devices and flavors and Saltnik and Freebase and oh my God, it never ends. If you're unsure about how to quit, give us a call, shoot us an email, find us on Facebook, send the courier pigeon, however you got to do it, we'll be there to help you. Have a good one.